Hi, I'm Rachel Appel, ASP.NET MVP from Pennsylvania, and this is
Billy Hollis from Nashville, Tennessee, Visual Basic MVP, Regional Director, and guy that develops software.
Oh, I do that too.
Well, you're not a guy that develops software.
Yeah.
Okay. The most common question that people tend to ask coming into the WPF booth is, you know, this WPF stuff, man, that's fine for whiz-bang, whatever, spinning things, but if you got a business app, what's the point? Text boxes are text boxes, right?
Right.
Well, try to give them a good answer to that question. Actually, this is a real app. Went in production early this year, and this is the app working against Nashville. This is the control panel for it, with jobs down here that people might want to go through and see which jobs that they want to fill. We've got clickable statistics up here that you can click on to find more information. That's more for the business owner there. And then I think we're getting a little bit of lag on the network from Nashville. And then if you go to some of these particular screens here for individual records and you pick one, then you see some of the visual effects going back and forth. When you edit things, you've got a little bit of visual sense that things kind of fades back into the gray there, and this is available to work on.
How the modal part works.
Oh, that's good. If we're working sort of in this thing right here, and we've got some unsaved data, we can trot off over. Maybe an employee calls up and says that they need some attention, and we do that and work with them for a while. We do a lot of stuff with pop-ups there, and then when we're finished doing whatever it is with them, you can trot back to that customer, bring them back up, and lo and behold, you're right back where you left, which is pretty nice. Another feature that people like a lot is the notes that you can kind of stick on records, because, you know, thus and so doesn't need to go ever back to this company again or something like that. So we could produce a little thing like this and say this is a note. Oh boy, I can't spell for squat, can I? Not my keyboard. Save that, and now you see it pops up over there. Let's add one more. Another note. And just make it sticky. Another note. Because you can put notes for things that, you know, are not such important reminders, and then if you go back to you see that those notes come up everywhere. They're expandable there, even editable there if you want to, and so that's available to sort of annotate records. And then there are a lot of other, you know, nice things that you would typically do in business apps, such as, well, let's see, if you went to an order. Let's go to an order.
Are they working on that for?
Or maybe, yeah, or maybe. Yeah, we could do it there if we went to a particular job name there and we're trying to figure out, okay, what are the attributes somebody ought to have to take this job? Well, you know, we can do the usual kind of, you can do that in Windows Forms, right, or even ASP.NET to a certain extent, but it doesn't look that nice.
Never.
And it isn't quite that snappy when you're having to do a lot of server-based stuff too. So that's a quick overview of some of the interesting things that you can do there. What we hope we've done is create something that people can sort of grasp intuitively without a whole lot of training, and use the capabilities of WPF and Silverlight to actually be beneficial, enhance the experience instead of just decorating and being
right, I'll say the best part are those tiny little visual clues that people pick up on. Like the little tiny red marks to tell you if you need to fill something out, instead of making it so prominent that it's in their face. They get that nice subdued blue, nice little gray outs, and things that are calming to the user and doesn't really scare them. They're going to feel more comfortable with an app like this.
Yeah, and even something like gradient fills, which you don't think of as being important, actually that kind of lowers the stress level for people, because in the real world we have lots of gradient fills. Things aren't monochrome in the real world, so that kind of makes it have a little more of a natural feel. Any questions on anything else you would ask about? You've seen it before, I guess.
Yeah, I've seen it. It looks like this is going to be the nice prototype app for all things WPF coming out.
I don't know about all things, but it's been the inspiration from some other systems, and we hope that people continue to get some inspiration from it. I have to thank our customer, the Same Group in Nashville, Tennessee, because they were nice enough to, having invested the money to develop a lot of this, which I'm doing a session on how we did it tomorrow, they still share it. They're willing to share it with the rest of the world, which was very, very, I think, very nice on their part.
Well, aside from the app, though, one of the big questions that I'm always asked, and I'm sure you are too, is the whole, what's the difference between Silverlight and WPF? Classic question. So while we're on film, we might as well just answer it again before somebody brings it up.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, the difference is just how broad a reach do you want to have? And if you need the broad reach, can you put up with a few minor limitations that Silverlight has that WPF doesn't? Truthfully, I expect Silverlight's probably going to outdo WPF by some multiple as time goes on, just because of the reach factor. But there are certainly some pretty interesting scenarios for WPF where you need to talk to local devices, or maybe you want to have a special encryption on a channel to transfer data or something like that. So it's certainly got a big role to play too.
All right, cool. All right, well, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.